Well, Night Sky is super intriguing. There's a lot of sci-fi and a lot of mystery to it. Was that really what drew you to be a part of the series?
Yeah, you know what? I think what really drew me was the sort of the magic of the story and these real people. I think very rarely do you see a show that sort of stars two, sort of older folks who are going through sort of, you know, the coming up to the line of the end of their autonomy, the end of their ability to sort of take care of themselves. And my grandparents have sort of passed that line, and my parents are looking at it and down the barrel of it, and it's an issue that I think a lot of families deal with. And it hit me home pretty hard when I read that. And what's so great about this couple is that they have this really incredible secret that they just need to they think is that there's a reason for it. There's a reason that they were brought into this. And I think that to me was so intriguing. And of course I love the character of Byron and in his path too. So that's sort of what brought me to it.
Yeah, that's a great transition to my next question. How was Byron originally described to you?
I wish I could remember what the character description was for the audition. But yeah, I mean, honestly, when I read the character description, I got excited. And then when I read the pilot, I was on a motorcycle trip headed up from Los Angeles to Oregon at the time. And I was in this like weird hotel in the middle of nowhere reading this script. And I already had a big beard. And it's just one of those things where everything kind of comes together. And I just felt like, this is me. I already knew it was me. And I felt that way right away. And you get excited about those things, and because it just means that your initial choices for the audition, your initial choices are generally right, and you feel very confident about them because you feel like this guy before you even start. So yeah, I mean, I just think he's such a complex character and person, and he's a sort of an outsider who's always been an outsider, who always has desperately wanted to be an insider, but has really no skills in trying to figure out how to get there. And I think that a lot of us have little bits of that, that are draw us to those people.
It sounds like so much of him resonated with you that it wasn't much of a challenge for you to step into his shoes.
Yeah, I mean, I think the challenge just comes from creating when I'm doing my work, just creating the backstory of this guy and his history and the things that the pain that built this guy and built who he is, and sort of going into all that and creating the character. And but yeah, I mean, definitely felt a kinship right away with him. And it's just such a rarity to play somebody so complex and somebody who has such strong wants and needs, and in some ways desperate needs. And you just dream of playing characters like that. That's what you want. And so it was a joy.
A lot of nuance to him, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
There is such an emotional past to him and a hurt. Was there a difficulty for you then shaking off a long day of those tough scenes where you have to be so intense and you have to feel so much?
Yeah, I mean, not really, just because you work so hard to like be prepared and be ready to play these scenes, and the joy of it is getting to do it and to play it. And it's really, for me, being on camera and working in that way. And it's like I started in the theater and worked in the theater most of my life, and I was always a guy that I loved rehearsal, like that. I wanted to keep rehearsing, keep trying things. That was my favorite part. And then we'd get to the performances, and you keep trying to find ways to reinvent things and to keep things alive and active. But ultimately, you're working with people that are kind of doing the same thing and stepping in the same spot and doing the show again for another audience. I got bored. I want to keep rehearsing. And one of the cool things about being on camera is that you just keep getting to do that. It's alive, and that's the only
Take
requirement.
after take, there's a chance for something new.
Something new. You can fail, you can mess up, you can try something crazy, you can play, you can collaborate with the director, and the other actors, and see what they're giving you and play there. And so for me, that's always, whether it's emotional or fun or funny or whatever, any of it, I just, lead me there, and I can't wait. I love it. It's the best part.
What were some of your favorite scenes to film then? If you can tease a little bit, either that or talk
Yeah,
about some of your favorite episodes to look out for.
sure. Well, I'll just say that the stuff with JK that I did, we had, most of my work was with him, and we have this sort of relationship that starts a bit rocky, that ends up kind of becoming kind of cool, about the two people that are sort of become unlikely friends. And I think being able to play that, there's a scene where we sort of go to the bar. I sort of meet him at a bar, and it's the beginning of us sort of not hating each other. And that night when we shot that was certainly one of the great joys for me as an actor, to play, because we just had such a great time playing that together, and sort of planting the seeds of these two people, sort of starting to like each other a little bit, that maybe, at least Byron liking, Franklin. And that was a joy. And then any scene that I did with the woman who plays my wife, Cass Bouguet, who is such a joy. We have such a great connection, and we really both care so deeply about these two. And I just had such a wonderful time playing with her, and we would meet up and rehearse together prior to shooting, and really start to develop a shorthand of experience together, so that these characters were really lived in, and
Yeah.
yeah.
That's often not a possibility too, with shooting schedules where you don't get to spend too much time bonding with your on-screen spouse or someone you need to share an intense scene with. So
It's
kudos.
still wild to me. I mean, that's sort of what is magic about Hollywood in that way. I mean, you sometimes you show up, you fly in, and boom, you are, day one, working with your wife of 20 years, who you have an unbelievable history of experience with, and you don't know them at all, and and I think that's one of the most exciting challenges, about what I do, to try and find that, on the day, in the moment. It's it takes a lot of experience and a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of work beforehand, but it's pretty cool about what we do.
This is such a beautiful series, and I think a lot of people are really going to be intrigued and sort of sitting on the edge of their seats, finding out about this mystery as it unfolds, and really falling for these characters. Is that what you think that's going to draw viewers in, or what do you think personally it is about Night Sky that's just going to make it so intriguing and a fast fan favorite?
Yeah, I think you put it really well. When my fellow castmates and I were texting, when we saw the first few episodes together, we weren't together, but we were texting about it, and the word beautiful came up a lot. Just, I think it is beautiful. I think it's magic.
Cinematography is great.
It's great. We have incredible, DPs on the show, and the creators of the show are just so wonderful to work with and easy. And there's sometimes, you just, because you get to be a part of something really special, and I think there's something very special about this show, truly special about it. And I think it's going to touch people in ways that they weren't expecting. And yeah, I feel really great about it. I'm really excited to be a part of it, because I started watching it, and I wanted to keep watching it. Yeah, I was in it and stuff, and oh yeah, that scene. But I want to know. I know what's next. I read all the scripts, of course, but I still wanted to keep watching it. It still drew me in. And I care about these people. You care about them right away. it doesn't hurt that you have Sissy and JK at the top of the bill, who are just masters of their craft. And, you know, what a joy to be able to work with them, you know, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about this one, you know, about people watching this one. Really excited.